Hello everybody. As we have discussed about chemotherapy and care for cancer patients in our previous lesson, today I wanted to once again review the points about risk factors for cancer patients. Let us see the risk factors for cancer patients. What are the risk factors? Risk factors are already we have discussed: gender, age, race, heredity, socio-economic status, and geographic location, environmental exposure, tobacco, dietary factors, medications, alcohol, and occupation, sexual behavior, precancerous lesions, radiations, and viruses, chemical agents, drugs, and hormones. These are the risk factors for developing cancer. Let us see in brief or in detail about these risk factors. Let us see, first point is gender. The coming to gender, incident rate is higher in males than in females, and mortality rate is higher because of age factor and because of males than females. Let us see the age. The risk factor for age is higher in people older than 65 years of age. Long-term exposures to carcinogens and decreasing immunity with age also is one of the risk factors to develop cancer. And coming to race, the incidences of cancer is in black Americans is greater than that in white Americans. And coming to heredity, cancer families, the family members are at risk for cancer at an earlier age. They have an increased incidence of cancer of colon, breast, ovary, prostate, and uterus. Okay, those individuals born with certain syndromes associated with abnormal chromosomes at higher risk of developing certain cancers. People with Down syndrome have a risk for developing leukemia. Next is males with Klinefelter's syndrome have a higher risk of breast cancer. And in certain people, a normal genetic constitution may make cancer risk higher. Example, fair skin colored people who lack protective pigmentation layer are at higher risk for developing skin cancers. Coming to socioeconomic status. Socioeconomic status, the cancer incidence is higher in lower educational and lower income groups regardless of race. Dietary factors, patterns, tobacco use, and lifestyle behaviors are believed to be influential factors. Coming to environmental factors. Environmental factors we can see air, water, and hazardous waste. So in air, both indoor and outdoor air contain number of pollutants, and water, many potential carcinogens are found in water supplies. Hazardous waste. In hazardous waste, few people live in the same location for an extended period of time. Changes occur in any given time and in any given environment over a time as different industries are introduced or as regulations change the kind of exposure. This is about the environmental factors. Coming to tobacco, everyone is very familiar, everyone is known that tobacco chewing is dangerous. It is one of the risk factors to develop oral cancer, lung cancer, throat cancer, and intestinal cancers also. Sometimes it may because of chewing, stomach cancer because of chewing the tobacco. Okay, then coming to The tobacco chewing, smoking cigarettes and tobacco pipes, chewing tobacco and snuffs are known causes for oral cancer and lung cancer. And next is dietary factors. Dietary factors, let us see fat. Fat is international variations in fat consumption per capita correlate directly and increases of incidence in colon, rectal, breast and prostate cancers. Obesity. Obesity has established as a positive risk factor for endometrial cancer and for breast cancer in postmenopausal women. Lack of fiber. The lowest rates of colon cancer are found where high fiber diets are consumed. Specific nutrients. Lack of nutrients like vitamin C, E and selenium and calcium, artificial sweeteners may increase the risk of bladder cancer but only minimally. Coming to medications. Hormones. Women given synthetic estrogens during pregnancy develop vaginal and uterine cancers during adolescence and early adulthood. Women taking estrogens for menopausal symptoms double their risk of endometrial cancer. Current hormone replacement therapy combines estrogens with progesterone, thereby reducing the risk factors. Cytotoxic drugs. Certain chemotherapeutic drugs, melaphan, cyclophosphamide, chlorambucil and semustine, busulfan and others increase the risk of acute non-lymphocyte leukemia in patients treated with these drugs. Alcohol. The consumption of alcohol has a synergetic effect with smoking in causing cancers of oral cavity, pharynx, larynx and esophagus. Alcohol consumption has been linked with breast cancer and rectal cancer. Occupation. Increased site-specific cancer risk with occupational chemicals. Next, sexual behaviors. Human papilloma virus have been established as the cause of cervical cancer as a sexually transmitted disease. Starting sexual activity before the age of 20 and having multiple sexual partners increase the risk of cervical cancer. Precancerous lesions. In precancerous lesions, leukoplegia, a white patch appearing in oral cavity is considered precancerous cancerous when severe cellular atypia is present. Erythroplakia, red granular patches of mucosa are more often precancerous lesions of oral cavity. And radiation, viruses and chemical agents, drugs and hormones come under etiology of cancer. Let us see the etiology of cancer: radiation, viruses, chemical agents and drugs and hormones. Let us see radiation. Radiation exposed induced cancers cause approximately 3% of all cancers. Exposure to radiation exists on 3 levels. Number 1, ionizing or high frequency of radiation associated with the medical equipment, that is dentist, radiologist using radiographs without using the protective shields. Occupational exposures, miners or nuclear warfare. Lower frequency ultraviolet radiation more common for skin cancers, and very low frequency radiation generated by electrical appliances, electrical transformers and power lines. Coming to viruses, there are 2 types of viruses. The 2 types of viruses cause cancer. They are human retrovirus and DNA virus. Human T cell leukemia virus type, that is type 1 HTLV1, papilloma virus found in uterine cancer, and Epstein-Barr virus found in nasopharyngeal cancer. Hepatitis B virus believed to be a cofactor in developing hepatic cancer as per the previous infection with hepatitis B virus. Coming to chemical agents. Chemicals found in air, water, ground, smoke, food and alcohol. Hormones. Estrogen is one of the main hormone associated with cancer. Women using estrogen alone for postmenopausal hormone replacement can develop endometrial or breast cancer. Drugs. Some chemotherapeutic agents believed to cause secondary malignancies in previously treated individuals. So, we have discussed about the pathophysiology of cancer. Next, I would like to see the tumor biology. Tumors are composed of, what is this tumor biology? Let us see. The tumors are composed of proliferating cells, neoplastic cells, stromal cells, blood vessels and connective tissue, and other cells such as lymphocytes and macrophages. Tumor growth varies among types of tumors as well as among individual tumor of the same type. Tumor growth is a function of cell growth being greater than cell loss. Normal cells have a steady state of growth and loss. The growth depends on three factors. What are they? The growth fraction, or the number of cells that are dividing. As the cells are in the replicating pool, most cells in tumor are not actively proliferating. The rate of proliferation, the cell is similar for many tumors. Tumor cells do not divide more rapidly than their normal counterparts and often may divide less frequently. Tumor cell loss. Many tumor cells are lost through necrosis and shedding. Tumor doubling time. The time required for a tumor to double in size may range from 1 month to 1 year. Tumor blood supply. Tumors secrete angiogenic growth factors capable of inducing formation of blood vessels by which the tumor can support itself. Tumor cannot enlarge more than 1 to 2 mm without developing a blood supply. Necrosis occurs. Tumor heterogeneity. Heterogeneity is well established by the time a tumor is clinically detectable. Tumor invasion and metastasis. The capability of invade surrounding tissues and to establish independent tumors in distant sites is the hallmark of malignancy. The tumors spread by seeding cells within a body cavity, example ovarian cancer, with potential metastasis by spreading through lymphatic channels or by hematogenous mechanism. So with this today's class I am closing. In these points we will discuss in our next class in detail. Thank you. I hope you all have understood. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.